Is it possible to become a real estate millionaire in today's 2025 market? Or did you miss the boat? If you're asking that questions, you are in the right place, because today I'm not just going to tell you it's possible. I'm going to give you the exact playbook. We are going to cover the 3 most important things you need to know right now. First, the specific strategy I use to actually make millions, and it's probably not what you think. Second, the single biggest mistake that cost me 6 figures and years of my time, so you can avoid it completely. And finally, we will tackle that big question of how you can replicate this success right now in today's unique market. My name is Korianne. I have been investing in real estate for over 20 years, and this is the advice I wish I had when I started. Let's get into it. What was a specific strategy would you use to actually make millions? Alright, that's a fair question. So let's get right into the heart of it. People see the success, the properties, the financial freedom, and they always ask, what did you do? They think it's some complicated secrets. It's not. It's a 4-step process, a blueprint, and it's the same blueprint I would use if I started over today. Step number 1 is acquire and force equity. My strategy never ever started with buying a perfect, pretty house from the market. Why? Because the profit is already gone. Someone else already make the money. My secret was always to buy less perfect houses. I focus on the fighting distressed residential assets. That's just a fancy term for property that need love. It may be a foreclosure, a property with an out-of-state owner who is tired of it, or just a home with a dated 1980 kitchens. So these are the property that most people scroll right past, but I see opportunity by buying these homes for less than they would be worth, and then going in with a smart renovation plan. You force the equity. Equity is just the value of your home minus what you owe. You are literally creating your profit at the moment you buy. You are not gambling on the market to go up. You are building your wealth from day one. Now, here are the most important part of philosophy. This is where my path is very different from what you see on those TV shows. I did not flip these houses. Flipping is a job. It's active. You are always looking for the next project and then managing contractor, stretching out about selling. My goal was never to buy myself another job. My goal was freedom. So my foundation is buy and hold. You take that beautifully renovated, equity-rich property and you place a wonderful tenant in it. Now it's cash flow and assets. Every single month you get a check. That rent pays your mortgage, taxes, insurance, and a little bit left over is your cash flow in your pocket. But the real magic is what happening behind the scene. Your tenant is paying down your loan for you. The property value is over time appreciating. You are building wealth in your sleep. That is a foundation of everything. You know what? Buy and hold properties make me a multimillionaire on these few properties here. I did a video on it, so check it out in the show note later. So you have the few of these cash flow and properties. You are building equity. You are feeling good. Now, how do you scale from a few houses to a real empire? This is where you level up. You use powerful tool called a 1031 exchange. I know it sounds like a scary tax term. Let me make it super simple. A 1031 exchange is like a get out of paying taxes for the real estate investor. It lets you sell an investment property, and as long as you roll all of that profit into a bigger, better investment property, you don't have to pay capital gain taxes on it right away. But if you sell in the future, you will. So I would sell one of or two of my smaller houses that have tons of equity. And instead of writing huge check to the IRS, I would use 100% of that money to buy a smaller apartment building. It's in a wealth building a superpower. You are using the government's own rule to grow your portfolio exponentially faster than if you had to pay taxes on every single sale. This is the final phase. This is how you build true generational wealth. You continue to use that tender and exchange strategy to scale up from residential properties into bigger commercial assets. You go from owning duplexes and fourplexes to owning 20 units apartment buildings or a small offices buildings, the medical facility, or even mobile home parks. Why? It's all about efficiency. It's honestly easier to manage 150 units apartment building with an on-site manager than it is to manage 20 different single-family houses all over the town. The financing is different, the return is stable, and you build a legacy asset that provides for your family long after you are gone. So that is the blueprint. Buy undervalued properties, hold them for cash flow, use the 1031 exchange to scale up tax-free, and diversify into larger commercial deals. So that is the strategy. It's simple plan, but it's not always easy. And the big part of what makes it hard is that things can and do go wrong, especially when you put your trust in wrong people. Let me tell you about the biggest mistake of my entire career. A mistake that cost me 6 figures and almost made me quit for good. This is a hard story to tell, but I feel like I have to, because my biggest mistake can be your best lesson. Early in my career, I was so eager to grow fast. I found a group of developers in Las Vegas. They had this huge ambitious business plan. They was building a bunch of new properties and they make it all sound incredible. They had a fancy brochure, the confident pitch. They overpromised the moon and I bought into it. I invested with them. At first, things seemed okay, but then the deadline started slipping. The communication got worse. The business plan they sold us on just wasn't happening. My gut was screaming at me that something was wrong. But I was too invested, too hopeful to listen. And then they abandoned the project. They just walk away, leaving all of us investors holding this property finish with the mountains of problems. This was right after the market downturn in 2008. The whole financial world was collapsing, and I was stuck with this property in Las Vegas, one of the hardest hit market in the country then. So for 3 years, I tried to hold on. I poured so much money, time, and stress into trying to salvage the situations. I refused to accept that I had failed. But after 3 years of bleeding money, I had to face the fact. I had to make the choice, lost a lot of money now, and risk losing everything later. So I sold everything at a massive loss to preserve my credit and just to cut the bleeding. It was a 6-figure loss. It was devastating for me. The lesson here isn't just don't invest with best developer. The real lesson is this: you have to vet your partner even more careful than you vet your properties. Their characters, their integrity, and their track record are the true foundation of any deal. That painful 6-figure loss taught me a lesson that has since made me millions. Never ever compromise on the quality of the people you work with. So you can watch the full detailed video on how much I lost. So I shared it, the link in the show note. I want to ask you, have you ever trusted someone in the business and been let down? Say your story in the comment if you feel comfortable. We can all learn from each other. So hearing that story, You may be thinking, wow, that sounds risky, and that was back then. The market is so different now, which brings us to the final and maybe most important question. Is it still possible to replicate your success in today's market, or has the opportunity passed? Let's talk about right now, August 2025. You heard all the noise in the news. Interest rate, inflation, uncertainty. It's easy to think that the golden age of real estate is over. My answer to that is absolutely unequivocal no. The opportunity has not passed. It has just gotten smarter. Here is how you succeed in today's market. First, focus on strategy, not hype. You have to turn off the news. The highlights are designed to scare you, but the truth is money is being made in real estate every single day and every single market. It's just being made by people who have a clear strategy and stick to it. Don't worry about what the market is doing. Worry about what your deal is doing. Does the math work? Does it cash flow? If you focus on the fundamentals of the good deals, you can win in any market. Second, focus on growth. You cannot just throw a dash at the map anymore. You have to be strategic about where you invest. Look for cities and neighborhoods with undeniable job growth and population growth. Here in Central of Texas, we see it every day. People are moving here from all over the country for jobs and for better quality of life because the housing are still affordable. What do all these people need? A place to live. When you invest in the area with a growing population, you are investing in the place with a built-in demand for your rental properties. That is how your project protect yourself from market swings. You can watch the whole video where I show you how one of my property double in value when I purchased in the area with great job and population growth. This may be the most important point of all. Real estate is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a get-rich-quick-for-sure plan. It's slow, compounding game. Think of it like planting a tree. You don't plant a seed on Monday and expect to sit on the shade on Friday. It takes time. You have to be patient. You buy a good asset in a good area and you let time do the heavy lifting. Your tenant pay down your mortgage, the property values slowly appreciates, and your rent gradually increase. That is how true lasting wealth is built, not overnight, but over time. So has the opportunity passed? Not for the smart, patient, and strategic investor. For us, the opportunity is always right now. So that is the plan. 20 years of experience boiled out for you. You focus on the proven strategy you learn from the mistake of others, and you understand how to win in today's market. I know we cover a lot, but I truly believe that every single woman watching this has the ability to build a life of financial independence. You just need the right roadmap. Now, for the really exciting part. I can only go deep in the YouTube video. So for 10 women who are truly serious about this journey, I'm going to mentor you personally. We will work together to build your portfolio. If that sounds like you, I want you to join my mentorship waitlist. The link is right at the top of the description below. This is your chance to get my personal guidance and accountability. And I also link a video in the description that break down the buy and hold strategy. This is the exact approach that made me a multimillionaire and helped me double the value of these properties. It would get you excited about the incredible wealth you can build by holding your properties for a long term. Thank you so much for being here today. And I'm so glad that I have shared with you my 20 years of experience. Ciao.